Good day, my friends, and welcome to an episode of Awehrness Talks. In this minicast, it is my job to deconstruct the routines, habits, and strategies that I and world-class performers have used to flourish both in the world at large and in our personal lives. Using basic life excavation tools like physical training, nutrition exploration, stress management techniques, and much more, we will uncover what it means to live a healthier, happier life. This podcast is brought to you by Awehrness Today. This is a free weekly newsletter where I will provide you with anything that I find interesting in the realms of physical training, mental and physical recovery, and something miscellaneous such as books, albums, documentaries, etc. You can find it in your email inbox every Friday, so that way you have a tasty bite of knowledge before you head off for the weekend. In order to access that newsletter, there is a link in the show notes down below. Now, without further ado, let's begin with this week's Awehrness Talks. Starting off with physical fitness, what caught my attention this week is not a specific movement type or a set type. It is what to do after your sets to maximize both strength and endurance. Now, instead of only doing your allotted amount of sets and reps that your training program calls for, we are going to drop the weight at least 3 times after the last set. Every time we drop the weight, we are going to perform as many reps as we can until we reach 9 out of 10 difficulty. For example, let's say we have 5 sets of 8 reps for a seated dumbbell shoulder press. After the 5th set, we would drop the weight from whatever we were using, do as many reps until we get to 9 out of 10 difficulty. Then drop the weight, perform as many reps until we get to 9 out of 10 difficulty, and repeat this at least once more. The reason why we're not performing as many reps as possible, in other words, performing reps until we reach 10 out of 10 difficulty, is because we simply do not need to in order to gain muscle. The reason for this is if we reach 10 out of 10 difficulty on any of these repetitions, we risk raising stress levels too high, and that in turn can be counterproductive to muscle growth. I hope this helps. You can find a video tutorial of this on my Instagram or my TikTok at awehrness_fitness. That's AWEHRNESS_fitness, or my YouTube channel at AWEHRNESS awareness. Now for nutrition. This week, protein snacks were on my mind. Specifically, snacks that are generally easy to find at most stores and are mainly comprised of protein. For meat options, I found beef jerky, beef sticks, and canned tuna are the most prevalent and have the most protein while keeping carbs and fats relatively low. For non-meat options, nuts tend to be the best option, yet I would limit the amount due to the fat content. It tends to be pretty high. Anything from almonds to walnuts work really well. The reason why I don't recommend protein bars and protein shakes are mainly because they're usually full of whey protein isolate, which is a great post-workout setting. So if you're just finishing up a workout, whey protein isolate is a great way to go because it'll supercharge the muscle belly with tons of protein, but it's not great for feeling full and having energy for a while, because if you think of it as an arc, whey protein isolate is going to have this sharp spike and then drop off really quickly. So that's why it's not going to leave you feeling full, and that's why it's not going to leave you having a lot of energy for a while. Real food, on the other hand, like the nuts or beef jerky, it's going to have this nice gradual incline and nice gradual decline. So it's going to give you sustainable energy, and it's going to help you feel full longer. I hope this helps. You can find a video that outlines all of the protein snacks in my YouTube channel at Awehrness. That's AWEHRNESS, or my TikTok and my Instagram at awareness_fitness, AWEHRNESS_fitness. Now for stress management. Whoop whoop. One of the quickest ways to stress someone out is to pull their attention into many different directions. In an age of instant gratification and distraction, stress management techniques could not be more vital for optimal health. This week, it wasn't a particular stress management technique that intrigued me most, but it was how to make any stress management technique truly effective. Whether we are going on a walk, weightlifting, shopping, meditating, or underwater basket weaving, the most important thing to do to manage our stress is to sustain our focus on one thing. Let's look at an example. Let's say I just had a meeting at work and I'm stressed about a possible change that could be occurring soon. I go on a walk in the park to de-stress, but all I can think about is how to handle this possible change at work. Even though my body needs to de-stress, my nervous system has been conditioned to think that solving this problem at work is the most important thing at the moment. However, if I focus on one thing continuously, such as the sounds around me or my breath, I can quickly decondition this to solve the problem, relax, and return to thinking clearly. Now, I wanted to emphasize it's not only focusing on one thing, but it's focusing on one thing for a sustained amount of time. So by continuously focusing on one thing, we are continuously focusing on the most important thing that we need, which is to be present. Because when we can fully live in the present moment, we have access to everything, not just the memory of that problem that we need to solve at work or that future prediction of what might happen with that problem at work. We are just present for whatever there is, and we can gently come back to the present moment effortlessly over time and think clearly at the end of the day. So you can find a video tutorial on how to perform many different types of breath to relax and sharpen your focus in my ebook, which you can find either on my website, www.awehrness.com, AWEHRNESS, or in the link in my bio on my Instagram at awareness_fitness, AWEHRNESS. And now for the miscellaneous fun. So my lady and I have been huge fans of the game Connections. It is a fun, simple game to play with friends and family. The way it works, you are given 16 tiles with different words on each tile. Your job is to find a connection between 4 of the 16 tiles. For example, a connection theme between the words petals, staple, plates, and pastel could be anagrams, because if you rearrange the letters in any of those given words, they are the same exact letters and rearrange into different words. By the end of the game, you should have 4 connections in total. So 16 tiles, 4 connections, 4 tiles in each connection. You can find this game on the New York Times app. Love this app. It is right next to Wordle, and it is also a great game to play with crosswords or Sudoku or anything else that you love to connect with other people on, or just play in your own pastime. That wraps it up for this week's edition of Awehrness Talks. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you all again next week, or as some other people that I know would say, see you in the funny papers.